Welcome back to another video, and in this box we have a bike rack that I'm going to go ahead and unbox and then show you how to set it up on your SUV. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right on into it, and let's see what we have inside the box. On top we have our instructions. Looks like some form of a harness. We have our wheel holders. Alright, and on the bottom we have the rest of our frame. So I'm going to go ahead and start to get this stuff out and show you how to put it together. Okay, we're going to start with both our body racks, and the first thing we're going to do is remove both these snapper pins. This removable arm piece is coming out, and this piece right here, we're going to raise it up into a 90-degree upright position. So I'm going to go ahead and get both of those things done. Alright, once we have our arm in the upright position, we can take the other arm that we removed, and it'll go on the other end. Kind of just slides in. Make sure you don't slide the arm all the way to the frame. You want to make sure that your holes line up, and you'll probably have about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch gap, but everything will be all lined up. So keep that in mind as you're sliding the arm into the frame. And you'll go ahead and connect it. And when you're connecting with the snapper pin, you want to come in from the back end. Just slide in. We'll go on to the other one. And we're going to repeat the same process of removing the arm, raising this arm to the upright 90-degree angle position, and then connecting the arm that we moved over here. Alright, now that we have both of the frame portions connected, let's go on to the next step. Okay, our rear is going to be the one that has a reflector piece on the end. We're going to go ahead and connect this. So I'm going to get this on the ground. And basically we're taking that rear and bringing the other portion that we set up. I'm going to go ahead and bring together. Now that it's attached, I'm going to go into the bag of bolts, get 2 of the M10 bolts, washers, and nuts, and secure them. The M10s are the smaller ones. We'll get the bolt in and the washer and nut will go on the bottom. Alright, the best way to secure it once you have the bolts in, in my opinion, would be to go ahead and just raise it up. And just grab the proper size wrench and go ahead and tighten. Once we have that all nice and secure, we can move on to the next step. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and assemble the trailer hitch portion. So you're going to need this as well as this. So the end with the multiple holes and this piece here that sticks out, you want to go ahead and bring it together like that. Line it up. And we're going to use our M14 bolts to get it secure. We have two of these. We'll be using one to hold it in place while we use the other to actually tighten it. Here's our trailer hitch shank fully assembled. Make sure before you put your bolts in that you measure out and make sure that you have the proper distance before you fasten it, because you don't want to have to bring these out, adjust it, and then put these back in. Okay, now that we have this, we can go ahead and get the rest of our bike rack and attach this portion to the rack. Okay, we have our frame back into the picture. We have our trailer hitch connector piece, and we're going to go ahead and get the two attached. Before we get started with attaching it, it'll be a good idea to make sure your bolt is already ready to go, as well as the lock pin. Your bolt will be going here, and your lock pin will be going here. This portion is complete. Now I can go ahead and get to the locking arms. So let me get this rack into position to do that and show you how to do it. Getting the locking arms on is pretty simple. You just want to make sure that the grooves that are on the inside line up with the grooves that are on the pole itself. And you start with the longer one and you just line it up, slide down halfway through. Okay, same goes for the short one. You just want to go on the opposite, facing the opposite direction. We'll do the same for the back end. All right, now that the locking arms are set, I can move on to the final step before this is attached to the receiving hitch, and that is to get the wheel holders in place. So I'm going to go ahead back to the box, get those wheel holders out, show you how to get them on, and then we're going to get this outside. Okay, an important step you'll need to take before you can get the wheel holders onto the rack is this bag has your knobs, some bolts, and some miscellaneous type pieces. But this is what you're going to need to properly get the wheel holder on. You'll need two of these out the back, and what you do is the pieces line up. The pieces line up like this. So basically, you'll take the two, bring them together and slide it in. And then at this point, they can go onto the rack, and then you can use the knob and bolt to tighten it in. And I'll show you that in a moment. All right, now that we know how to get the wheel holder connected, let's go ahead and get that taken care of. And when you're putting the wheel holder on, you want to make sure that the bend it's bending up when you slide it on. And you want your knob to be on top, which means your bolt is going to be coming through from the bottom. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and repeat that process. All right, now we can get our straps on. Okay, we'll have one more bag left, which is this one here with our snapper pin and also safety strap. Let me show you where these two pins go. Well, your first set of pins are here and here. You go ahead and insert the second pin. This completes the assembly portion of this bike rack. So let's go ahead and get outside and get to the next step. All right, getting the bike rack attached to your vehicle is definitely easy. It's better with two people, but it can be done with one. You just lift it up, slide it into the receiver hitch, and then lock it into place with the pin, and that's all it takes to do that part. When you're not using your bike rack, you can fold it up by removing the pin, lifting it up, and then replacing the pin in the new hole that will keep it locked into place, as you can see here, and that's all it takes. Okay, now that we have the bike rack attached to my SUV, I want to go ahead and go over a few of the basics of what you would need to do when it comes to getting your bike on the rack safely and securely. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a few key pointers. First thing, when it comes to raising and lowering of the arm that we'll use to secure the bike racks, all you have to do is pull out the pin, raise it up to the position, get the pin back in. Same goes for the other one. When it comes to the wheel holders, I already have the wheel holders set for the spaces that I'll need for the bikes that I'll be putting on. So what you would want to do, maybe your first time or whenever you're switching up bikes, is have these loose enough, just enough for you to slide them. So it's easier to just get the bike on, slide it to the distance that you need, and then tighten it. Another thing that's important, you want to make sure that you alternate between which side has the inner and the outer, so that if you need to adjust the distance for both sides without it being a hassle. And then a reverse on this side, with this one being my inner and the other side being the outer. Putting the strap on is fairly easy. Basically, you just detach it once your wheel is in the wheel holder, swing it through, attach it. And what I like to do when I'm attaching it is give it a little bit of play. I don't have it so tight that there's no wiggle room. I will do the next hole so that there's just a little bit of play, but still secure. When it comes to securing the frame of the bike, we have this here. And this is fairly easy as well. You just push the button that's on here, slide it down to where you want it to go. And once it's in place, it's not coming up. So you know your frame will be secure with this to go along with your wheels being secured with the wheel holder straps. So that's basically all you'll need to know as far as getting the bikes on and secured. I have 3 bikes here. This is actually a 4 bike rack. Once I get the SUV out, I'm gonna go ahead and show you in real time just how fast I can get these 3 bikes on and secured. And that'll basically be it. So let's go ahead and get to this next and last part of the video. And here you have it, the finished product. If you're looking to get a bike rack like this, I'll have a link in the description where you can purchase one. It'll also have a discount code so you can save you some money. And that's it for this video. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next vehicle. I'm out.